I'm over in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4. I'm going to begin reading in verse 20, but before I do that, I want to bring to your recollection that we've just talked about scriptures in the Bible are what God has said, and that what God has said, or these scriptures, these verses, are like medicine. They healed several thousand years ago, and they still heal today. Let's see how that works. Here in Proverbs 4:20, we read this: "My son, my child." In other words, that's God speaking to you and I. He's about to tell us something very important concerning healing and health. He said, "Attend to my words, incline your ear unto my sayings." So he's again talking about what he has to say. He said, pay attention to it. It's one thing to sit there and let it go in one ear and out the other. But he's saying here that you can't do that. You have to retain it. He said, pay attention to it. And he said, listen carefully to what I have to say. In verse 21, he said, let them, speaking about what he has to say, his words, these verses in the Bible, he said, let them not depart from your eyes. So he's talking about reading them. And again, we're going to learn here in a moment that hearing, reading, and saying what God has to say is the same as taking a medicine. Remember, he sent his word as a medicine and healed them. We have to take our medicine. We have a prescription that we have to get filled and follow. We have to take this medicine several times a day, and sometimes over a period of time. So he's saying, let these words not depart from before your eyes. So we got to read them. Keep them in the midst of your heart. Now, he's talking here about the mind, our memory, where we can bring these things up and meditate on them, which is another way of taking medicine. When we meditate, read, hear, and speak on what God has to say about healing, it is in the process of healing us. It is a medicine. We're going to see that in just a moment. He said, in verse 21 again, let these words not depart from before your eyes, keep them in the midst of your heart. In other words, memorize them. Verse 22, for they, or these words, are life. And we're going to find out that word life will make you alive. Sickness kills. These words restore you from death-dealing sickness. These words are life unto those that find them. That's a key phrase right there. We must find them. We must dig in there until we get it. You have to. There's something in this Bible that needs to be found. All right? Now it goes on to say, and health to all their flesh. These words are life and health, as opposed to sickness and death. Another translation calls that word, translate that word health as medicine. It is medicine to your flesh. So we've just talked about the Word of God being a medicine and a therapy that heals. It has a life and it contains health, but we have directions we must follow. We have a prescription we must follow. We must take the medicine like it's prescribed. Reading it, saying it, hearing it, meditating on it over and over and over again, because there's something in there that needs to be found. And meditation and speaking and hearing and reading opens up the mystery.